Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers. Welcome to week 7 in my 12 Weeks of Christmas series. Today I want to show you how to make this Northwoods gift box inside our 8 hand-stamped cards. This particular project was inspired by the Winter Wishes stamp set as well as the Merry Moments designer series paper. Let's get started. Well, I just absolutely love this little gift box. It's got a white base and it's got a cherry cobbler top, and inside are 8 beautiful, beautiful matching cards and envelopes. So let me show you how we're going to make this box. The first thing I'm going to do is bring in my Simply Scored. And I want to make the base of the card box. So the Simply Scored it's going to be 9.5 by 8 inches, and I'm going to score every 1 3/4 inches. So I've already done 3 sides, and here I'm going to do the 4th side here at 1 3/4. Just bring that straight down. Okay. So the next thing to do is to cut off the diagonal corners on this. So I'm just going to use my scissors, and I can see from my corners that I'm just going to cut that off. So I'm going to do that to all 4 corners. And then I'm going to bend down just the 2 ends. And the reason for that is that I want to snip just up to that fold. So I'm going to snip on here just up to that fold here, again here, and again on the other side. When I have that finished, it's going to look like this. So I've got my 4 corners snipped. I've got that. Now it's time to assemble the box. I'm going to use my bone folder to give myself a nice crease on here on all 4 sides, because I want the box to be nice and crisp, and I want it to sit straight. All right, so now the trick is to pull in these little triangles. And these little triangles are actually the triangles that I'm going to glue. So here we go with this. So I'm going to put 3 dots here. I'm going to put 3 dots here, 3 dots over on this one, and 3 dots over on this one. And then I'm going to pull this up and make my box. I want to make certain that the edges line up perfectly over on the side. So I'll put my thumb there. It's going to take a moment to hold. This, by the way, box is made out of a piece of poster board, I guess, that comes in a package of designer series paper. Now, if you don't go through designer series paper like I do, you can just use some sort of poster board that you pick up at the store. Anyway, so there's the base of my box. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on my lid. My lid is 8 1/8 by 6 5/8, scored at 1 inch. And so I've got that all ready to go. And I just go ahead and do the same thing. Use my bone folder here to get my creases nice and strong. And go ahead and glue that up. So you can imagine what that looks like when that's all done. So that's the lid of the box. That's so easy. Now I want to show you how to make the beautiful decoration on the top of the lid. All right, so I'm going to start off with a piece of tip top taupe paper, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, a 1/4 of a piece of cardstock. I'm also going to bring in a piece of cherry cobbler, and this is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. I have a little piece here that is white, and that is, let's see, that is 1 3/4 by 4, and I also have a little piece of Old Olive cardstock, 1 by 4. The Old Olive cardstock is going to go into this embossing folder. This is the Boughs and Berries embossing folder. So I'm going to put it in just at the top edge there and run it through. Once that's come out, it's going to look like this. And to highlight that a little bit, I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow cardstock or ink, and I'm just going to go lightly over the tops to bring up that beautiful, beautiful pattern. So there, I've got that done. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sled, and I'm doing that in early espresso on this piece of white cardstock. Just hold that down a moment. And once it's all colored, it's going to look like this. I've colored it with 3 different markers. I've got soft suede, Sahara sand, and so saffron to color that in. And then I've also sponged the edges with a little bit of soft suede. So there we go with that. So that goes on here. So this gets glued together like that. It goes on top of my tip-top taupe paper. Now my tip-top taupe paper, I want to add a pattern in the background. I want to make it look like it's actually its own designer series paper. So I'm going to take my soft suede and I'm going to start by doing a pattern on there. Let me just get this back here so I can stamp off a little bit. I'm going to put my skate way up here in the corner like that. I'm going to get my snowshoe. I'm going to put my snowshoe right here at the top of that. I'm going to do it again so it's off the paper. I'm going to add some skis because you got to have some nice old world skis. I want that way over on the corner here. And then I want that again kind of coming up here. And I want another ski way over on this side. And you can see that I'm not really paying any attention to the middle or the back. And that's because this piece of designer series paper is going to go on the bottom. I also want to add a little bit of sponging with my soft suede just to give it that sort of outdoorsy look. So I've got lots of sponging going on here. Even do a little, just adding a little texture by smearing the sponge a little bit. So here I've got that. This piece goes on here. This piece goes right on here like this. And then I'm going to come in with my skate. And what I've done with my skate is I've stamped it already on a piece of white cardstock. I punched it out with my 1 3/4 inch punch. And then I used my soft suede ink just to go around the edges so that I kept that skate nice and white. I've got a couple of dimensionals on the back here. And that will go right on top of here. Just like that. So I'll pretend that that's all glued. So that's the front of my box. So here I'm going to bring it back into the picture again so you can see what it looks like. So that's the front of my box. And then of course inside we've made the cards exactly the same way. So here's that whole series of cards in that beautiful Northwoods look. Well, I hope you love this project and we'll make lots of them this holiday season.